Hello there and welcome to this CSWatch J276 video where we are looking at the fetch, decode and execute cycle within a CPU. So in this video today we're going to be looking at what the fetch, decode, execute cycle is, how it operates and what CPU components are used within it. So here we have it, the fetch, decode, execute cycle. In its simplest forms you can see that it's a cycle. It keeps repeating itself, it keeps going on, it keeps going around. Something gets fetched, it gets decoded, it gets executed, and then the cycle begins again, and the process begins again. Let's look at it in a little bit more detail though, starting things off with fetching. So the fetch part of it, we get addresses sent from the program counter into the MAR, into the memory address register. The instructions get copied in the MAR to the MDR, which of course is the memory data register, and then it increments the program counter to the next cycle. So what the fetch part of it does is we get the memory addresses, we get the instructions, and then we increment the counter. Then we go around to decoding. The instructions in the MDR is decoded then by the control unit. So whatever's being held in the MDR gets decoded. And then once that's done, it prepares by loading up the next values from the next step into the MDR and or MAR. So in the decoding section, all the instructions we've got gets decoded, and then the next set of instructions that need to get decoded get loaded up. And then finally the execute stage, instruction is performed, so whatever it is, so writing data, calculating, logic, moving something, gets done within the ALU. So we've taken the information, the instruction which has been decoded by the CU, and then it gets executed. Whatever gets done gets executed in the ALU, so wherever it is, it gets calculated in there. We then change the address in the program counter, or we load more data from memory, and then the cycle continues round. So with fetching information, the memory addresses get fetched, the instructions get fetched, we decode it, whatever's been put in there gets decoded by the control unit so we know what we're doing, and then it also as part of that decoding stage, the next thing that needs decoded gets loaded up, and then finally we execute it, we perform the instruction, perform what needs to get done, and then we go around and start the cycle again. So, to summarise, in this video we've been looking at the fetch, decode, execute cycle and how CPU carries out instructions. It does this billions of times a second. So for every second that I'm talking, billions of these calculations are going on. With the idea of fetch, decode, execute cycle, we know that in the fetch section, memory addresses get copied, instructions get copied. In the decode, whatever gets done gets decoded by the control unit, which then might start to bring in the next set of instructions to be done for decoding, and then the information gets executed. This cycle continues and continues and continues, and it is how data gets processed and worked on inside a computer system. I hope this video has been helpful for you. I hope you now feel happy with the CPU, especially the fetch, decode, execute cycle, and I'll see you on another video. See you later.